these are just some of the topics that I came across when I was going through my identity change and having a bit of a look at what transition really was. And for me, these are the current streams that I find are still underlying why people don't do these types of work. So number one, they're over socialized. Now, for me, I'm very careful about how social I am. There's nothing wrong with catching up with someone, but when you're constantly doing it, it actually, for me, has a huge impact on your identity. I would say that you wouldn't have a good, strong sense of who you are when you're over socialized. So for me, it's just learning and coming back to that simple knowing that it's important to have mixed balances with all the different compartments of the wheel of life. So that's really important. Codependency is just always going to be there. There's a lot of people that are stuck on that. I think a lot of people may sit in codependency for about 20 or 30 years, and that's fine. That's where they're sitting in their evolution, and I think a lot of us are getting smarter, which is really great. Say goodbye to codependency. I would love to. I agree with Oprah and Arnold Schwarzenegger and everyone that says no to codependency. I think that causes a lot of separation for a lot of people. That's why a lot of good people take their life, is because of codependency. So there's a lot of problems in that, and I'll never support it ever. People with hidden agendas. Now, that's really going to affect your identity, because some people will just use you as a piggyback, just having your foot in the door with you. And I think that comes down to not having genuine relationships. And then so I put relationships there. They're current streams that will really affect your identity. So it's really important to create a space, go within, have a bit of a look at, okay, what are all these things doing in my life? Am I putting an overemphasis on a lot of these? That's really, really important. And having that awareness of the different parts of the self and really growing our awareness, because that's what we're doing. That's spirituality, is growing your awareness. That's awakenings, is becoming aware. It's just learning all these different things that we're talking about and integrating it into your life. That's really, really important. So I talk about over socialized being a really big, it's one of those compartments you would want to first look at and have a look at. Am I really over socialized? Am I putting too much emphasis on this? If I want to find something to do, if I want to find, peace or happiness, I've really got to stop putting emphasis on that. And I think social media is putting that pressure on everyone. And realistically, we've got to have a bit of a look at why being over socialized doesn't give us a good sense of identity. I think it comes down to people pleasing. I think in identity, you wouldn't want to be doing that. I find you need to be focused on what you want to do, and those people that love you will support you in whatever you want to do anyways. And I always say, if you can't send someone a text message instead of catching up for 2 hours, there's nothing really to say, because you haven't allowed a lot of time to come in through that. I always tend to find, that's a bit of an issue. I'm not even going to go there. If I want to know how someone is going, I say, hello, are you alive? I check in with people because I want to, and it can be as simple as picking up the phone, ringing someone, and you've basically made contact with someone. So I think there's a bit of misconception about socializing, and having a bit of a look at what socializing really is, and keeping yourself relevant to the paradigm of the time. So I feel that being over socialized is on the way out, thank God. It's not really beneficial to you. It's actually plays havoc in your life. And just really remember, it's about taking your power back as well in identity. So just really remember, I want a good sense of identity. So being over socialized is not very good. And I tend to find that hits women harder than men. Even though men will do it, it hits women harder, because we have a lot more expectations to manage. So that's really, really important.